Hi everybody, it's Miss O. I'm your teacher, and today we're working on this book on page 130. So let's look at the top of it, and you can see it says, you can use place value and what you know about whole numbers to multiply decimals by powers of 10. What patterns can you find? So yesterday we were also looking at patterns. It says, we already know what happens when a whole number is multiplied by powers of 10, right? So start with 363 times 1 is 300, see it's in the hundreds, and 63. But look at this, 363 times 10 to the power of 1, so what I would just do is add a 0, and that's exactly what they're doing. They moved the 363 over to the 3 is now in the thousands, the 6 is in the hundreds, the tens is the 3, and I just added this 0. So that's if it's to the power of 1. However, 363 times 10 to the power of 2, you're just going to add two zeros because it's a 2. You add a 0 and a 0. So now it's 3 10,000s, 3 6,000s, and 3 100s, and there's the two zeros that I added. Obviously, if we have 363 times 10 to the power of 3, also known as 10 cubed, where this is 10 squared, you should know that. So now, look, we just added 3 zeros, 1, 2, 3, because of this, 1, 2, 3, 363,000, right? So here's the same thing that they're doing, but now it's 3.63 times 1, so nothing has changed, except the 3 is in the ones column, the 6 is in the tens column, and the other 3 is in the hundredths column. So it's 3.63, no change. Now, 3.63 times 10 to the first, we're just moving everything over. So instead of adding a 0, which would mean nothing here, we're just moving the decimal point one place. So 10 to the power of 1, we're just going to move this decimal point over, here. Moved it from here to here. And so what is it now? 36, right? 36 point, that's where the point is, 3.0, right? So now we have 3.63 times 10 to the power of 2, or 10 squared. And so I'm just going to move it 2 spaces, 1, 2. So now my decimal point will be here, here, right? Because I moved it 2 spots, 1, 2. Same thing here. So we just move it over. So now it's 363, and again, of course, the point is here, and it's 0, 0, so that means nothing. So finally, now, really interesting, it's 363 times 10 cubed, 10 to the power of 3. So I'm going to move the decimal point 3 spots, but 1, 2, there isn't another spot, so I have to add a 0 here. So look, now the answer is 3,630, and of course the decimal point is still here, and there's nothing after it, okay? So a digit in one place is worth 10 times more when moved to the place on its left, right? So 3 and 30, or 30 and 100, 300, or 300 and 3,000 is 10 times more. Every time a number is multiplied by 10, the digits of the number shift, means move a little bit to the left. And finally, here's the other way. Holding the numbers still, another pattern appears. 3.63 times 1 is 3.63. 3.63 times 10 to the first is 36.3, because again, we just moved the decimal point 1 spot to this. 3.63 times 10 squared equals 363. Again, we just moved the decimal point 2. 1, 2. Why is it blurry? I put the decimal point here. And finally, if we had to make it 10 cubed, we're going to move it 3 spots. 1, 1, 2, 3. There's nothing here. We have to add a 0, right? And so now the answer is 3,630 point nothing. So that's not important. It looks like the decimal point moves to the right each time. Totally does. Okay? So now they want you to do it. What patterns can you use to place the decimal point? And you're going to write it on here. 1.25 times 10 to the 1. We're just going to move it 1 spot. So now it's 12 point what? I bet you can do it. 7, 5. But if it's times 10 to the second, we're going to move it 2 places. So it's going to be 127.5. And then, of course, oops, if we're going to move it 3 places, it's going to be 1275 point nothing. Right? So if I move it 3 places, it's 1, 2, 3, and I put the decimal point here. So again, you should be able to do this and this and this and 4 the same. Okay? So you do this last part here. Okay? When you're finished, you can continue on here. Okay? Okay, see ya.